Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. So glad to hear on this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up. Got a big fishing forecast coming up. But first, let's get our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. We're looking at the temperature today, 74 high and 59 a low. And our water temperature jumped up to 66 degrees. So just keep your eyes on the skies as far as the weather, as far as rain and all, and to be aware of it. We got some weather coming through in different places, so just be aware of it. Let's look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We're looking at those neap tides, and hopefully they're going to get on out here by the weekend. It'll be over next week. We've got some good tides coming, but this whole week now is looking neap tides. There's not a lot of movement here in the Panhandle as far as the tidal flow. Also, the marine forecast, we've got some wind coming in out south-southeast. But let's look at our Counts Realty with Mark Cowart, our fishing game time for today. I'd like to get that done this segment. We're looking 2:05 to 4:05 this morning, and this evening from 2:27 to 4:27. As you remember our guest yesterday, Captain Randy Sinoda, talked to the importance of them knowing these times and all. It's a big deal, okay? So now, not every Friday, but very regularly, we like to call Sea Quarters, our big sponsor down in Carabel, Sea Quarters Marina, and get a live fishing report on what's going on down there. And today on the phone we have Captain Scott Lee of Renegade Charters, and he's going to give us a report. Good morning, Captain Scott.
Good morning.
How's everything going down there, buddy?
It's beautiful today.
Okay, listen. Now we got a weekend coming up, but let's talk about what you've done this week. Now, give us a fishing report from down that area.
Saturday it blew kind of a little bit, but we went out and trolled a little bit, and we caught 8 or 10 gag grouper in shallow water and had to turn them, release them because you can't keep them right now. And I talked to Captain Chip Levine yesterday, and he was fishing on the front side of Dog Island with shrimp. He caught his limit of sheephead, caught a few Spanish mackerel. They're starting to show up now, so everything's fixing to bust wide open down here in the next couple of days.
We like to hear that word, everything fixing to bust wide open. I love that phrase right there. And a lot of our viewers up here don't understand about trolling for those groupers. But that down there, that's a popular thing to do, isn't it?
Yes, sir. You take these stretch 30s and anywhere from 30 to 60 foot of water, find ledges and rock piles and troll across them.
And great, that I know we've done it before down there, and with Tony Bass and my buddies and all. I know we learned it from you guys, and the thing about it, that's shallow water compared to where we fish for up here.
Yes, sir.
And when you release them, Scott, they're in good shape, aren't they?
Yes, sir. It doesn't bother them as long as you're using less than 60 foot.
Okay, now we got March is about winding down. We're about to hit the month of April. What are you predicting for April down around the Carabel, Dog Island, St. George Island area? What are you looking for?
Well, the way things look right now, we're going to have a real good April. I think all the bait and everything's moving in quicker than we expected. So I think we're going to have a good year for everything. Everything's looking good.
All right, so they can find your number, Renegade Charters, right down there.
Carabel, Florida, Sea Quarters Marina. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for that report. Good one. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
All right, buddy. All right, Captain Scott Lee. That's a good report there. He's out on the water every day down there. Let's go ahead and take our break now. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's look at a few pictures. I've sort of saved some of these turkey pictures, all they were taken during the youth hunt and last weekend and all, and I've shown the youth hunt was already, but here's some turkey pictures. I've got sort of a variety of things for Friday. So we're just going to, and bass fishing has been really good. So let's start off with this bass right here. One of my students, this is a Ryland Spitzer. Nice bass right there. It's a young bass, okay, but also, check this next one out. Ryland is a good fisherman. I'm going to have him as one of my students of the month next month. Ryland Spitzer. Okay, now I want to go back. I'm sort of going to bounce around. This is has nothing to do with outdoors as far as activities, but this is a great picture. I want to show you, this is Old Tobacco Farm, and this is outdoor photography. This up in my home county of Gaston County. We used to, as a kid, we worked in tobacco every summer, and it is a very nostalgic picture to me. Only a few of these barns are left, and we would pick tobacco leaves in the fields and put them on, the girls would string them, and we'd hang them in the barns. And that was just, I'll tell you one day about that, but I appreciate, that's Joe Maxwell took that picture, one of the old Gaston County boys, and great picture. So, like I say, that doesn't have anything to do with outdoors, that's just some good outdoor photography. Now, let's take a look at Brian Revere, okay, up in Wausau. Okay, they double up. Okay, he was along with Michelle Hayden right here. She brought the picture in, so double up. That was on opening morning. Good job, Brian Revere, the principal there at Vernon High School. Brian's a good outdoorsman. I show a lot of his pictures. Good to have a principal. Okay, I got another turkey picture here. Kurt Davis had a wonderful opening morning hunt with my bestest hunting buddy, kicking off the 2016 spring turkey season. A nice gobbler there, Kurt Davis, and his grandson. Nice one there, okay? Let me bounce back around. I've got them sort of scattered out. Let's go back to bass fishing. One of my former students, Lindsay, too. Lindsay's a good fisherman. They're fishing a nice place up there. And her dad wanted to get in a picture, because he wasn't able to catch one, so he just got a picture with Lindsay, I think. Bill, too, good job there. Good family outing, and Lindsay's a good outdoor girl. All right, let's move on. I got, here's a mess of fish right here. Chris Clark sent this mess of fish in. Jeremy Scott, look at that. Nice mess of fish right there with those kids. Good fishing right there. You can tell they're a little cool weather we've had. All right, let me go to my next one over here. Like I said, we'll bounce around. Here's another. Okay, here's Beth Cochran Wilkie. Okay, good job, Beth. That's Beth's husband, Brian, teaches outdoor with me at Mosley. A nice turkey. They get them up there. You follow that old family farm she has. Good job, Beth. And they hunt together, husband and wife turkey hunting team together. And one more, Mark Sowell. Okay, a good one, Mark. And how about Pam Peterson Kelly sent one of Junior Kelly. Junior gets one just about every year on opening day. Junior Kelly and Pam took that picture. Okay, that's enough for now. I've got some more, but that's gonna wrap it up for now. We'll show you some of those others later on. But it's turkey season has been good, obviously. So we're glad to hear that. Now I want to do a couple of things. I want to again mention, speaking of turkey, this C&G Sporting Goods, they're having a wild turkey contest, and you don't have to pre-register, but you do have to bring it down there whole and get it weighed in. They started this tournament last year, and Ronnie had good luck with it, had a good turnout last year. My little granddaughter Ashley got second place, and she was just tickled, but the first place is a full body mount of the turkey you bring in. So that's going to be really, really good right there. Now, speaking of, C&G is one of the big sponsors, and, we had Randy on here yesterday talking about Coastal Angler Magazine, but sponsorships. If you want to advertise on Panhandle Outdoors, folks, I can promise you it's beneficial to your business, and we're very, very fortunate here with Panhandle Outdoors to have such a loyal, and I use that term with all my heart, a loyal viewing audience that supports our sponsors, and that's what just keeps the wheels turning for all of us. So if you want to advertise with us and get we can do it 3 or 4 different ways, 30-second spot, or I can mention your name or whatever. I'm very flexible. It's a decision I make personally, and Taylor make it to you. So please consider it. Would love to have you on sponsor. We've got a few spots left for some 30-second spots. So it's a win-win situation, I promise you. A win-win for everybody. So consider that. When I had the folks on at the fishing shack 2 weeks ago, when he came on, Mr. Keel, he came on and he said he was on that show that morning and went by the fishing shack. He had like 20-something people came in and saw him on the show, just came in the store. They didn't even know he was there. So keep that in mind, okay? We'd love to have you. We're going to add some names to the pickle jar. We've got 2 more names to add here real quick before, and I guess we need to do our drawing next segment. Let's go ahead and do our drawing next segment, okay? So but I want to go ahead and add the names. I want to go ahead and add the names right here. This is Monica Page, and also Larry Page. Ran into Larry the other day at a function, and he watched the show, so we got y'all's name added. So let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're going to do something a little different today on this little segment before we get to our famous Friday fishing report. But I had such good comments and good feedback when I did that segment on the antique fishing lure show we went to in Daytona. A lot of folks enjoyed that. And one of the things we ran across was the situation there. It has a good panhandle ties. In fact, right here in Panama City, in the Cove, was a fellow named Mr. Mac Finch. And Mr. Finch had passed away recently, and his family. I'd met Mr. Finch, Mac Finch, known him as Mac, back in the 90s when I was collecting, and I ran into him, and we just became instant friends. And he told me he made fishing lures. Well, I sort of invited myself over to his house down there in the Cove and been there a long time. He retired from Pittsburgh Paint many, many years ago. And I went to a little workshop, and Gail and I sat there just fascinated watching him make fishing lures. So I'm going to show you a collection. Here's what happened. It happens over the years as collectors pass away. On the Saturday night of the fishing lure show, everybody gets there for an auction. A lot of times the family will send these lures to be auctioned off because they know they're going to get a fair price instead of selling. And some of the families keep the collection, some take the money from the collections. But anyway, it's a win-win for us because. But these sometimes it's just really old lures. But every now and then it's what we call contemporary, and this was a contemporary person here as far as being recently made. So I'm going to quickly get into some of things of Mr. Mac Finch. I just love being around, visited many times and all, and he was so talented. And you'll see when I show you these fishing lures he made. I'm not going to go through all of them, but everything I show you was made right here in Panama City, down in the Cove, by Mr. Mac Finch. And we call this a Mac Finch collection. At the bidding, I won some bids and lost some bids. I probably got about 20% of his collection, and the rest of it just scattered all over the place. But I want to show you some of the stuff I got. And a lot of times, okay, I'm just going to show you. And obviously with his background in painting and wood carving, here's one of his earliest. He loved this green color underneath the belly here, but look at the detail. Now, folks, these are handmade, okay? Check that one out right there. I'm going to put them on here fairly rapidly because, okay, here's one of my, I just love the way he did this. He would carve this out. I watched him make some of these, and he'd carve these out, put the glass eyes on them. He'd get these propellers and all, and the hooks and everything. And he'd never fished with many of them. He just enjoyed doing the woodwork on them, okay? I'm going to show you some of the same style. This is the same style here, just a different color. And he just had a wonderful collection. And then some, I'm going to show you some more right here. I've just got so many of these. I say so many. I'm just going to, Jeff, this is like how a tackle box looks. But you can see underneath them in the color, this is all the same style, different colors and all, and just the glass eyes. And he would copy, some of the other lures would actually be inspiration to him. He also made, and he gave Gail some of these, he just liked to make little boat paddles, little oars and all, little boat paddles. And he gave us some different ones. That's the different ones. But now he made these. Again, it's just fascinating. I just had a deep appreciation of what he did. And then, of course, he made some 4-hook rigs, okay, out of sort of a mahogany. He made these out of cedar, but that's a mahogany look right there. Isn't that fascinating? And I'm going to show you what the most fascinating one he made, and to me, and I sat there and watched him make this. It took him about an hour and a half to make this one right here. And that's a jointed lure. I'm going to have to hold it right there. You can see how it's jointed. Folks, this was a one-piece wood right here. And he took his knife and carved it out. This is all one piece of wood. He just carved around it so the joint stayed together. These are not joined. This is all one piece of wood. And I watched him do that one Saturday morning, and I just fell in love. He put the diving lips on it and everything. And it was just a fascinating work. And then I bought some of his just sort of in the collection. Some of these, I'm going to show you this different collection. I got that one right there, okay? And then this is sort of on the same route. There's different, but they're different body styles. Different body styles right there, okay? And then, and he made some of the cases, and I bought some. I bought them. I won them in the bid, right there. That's a beautiful color right there, okay? Got that one. I got a couple more. I hope you have an appreciation like I did of this man, this local man. Let's see, that might work out right there. We got a good, and I always said, we talked about this before, his background in Pittsburgh paints, he had a great idea what the paint was going to do, and he knew exactly what shade of paint and everything. And one more here with a glass-eyed 3-hook of the Mac Finch collection. But now I'm going to show you my very favorite one. And this was because, I tell you it's my favorite, because what I was able to do a long time ago when I had him make me one, and he actually, folks, this is an autograph. It says to Winston Chester, okay, and my best wishes from Mac Finch. And this is, you know, when someone passes away, of course, you won't be able to get that signature. And I don't know how many of these. He didn't autograph a lot of them. He was sort of tickled if somebody asked him to autograph it. And this is very special to me, the one that he had autographed to me. So I have a deep appreciation of someone who can, with their hands, make something like this. And when it ties back to American heritage of making fishing lures by hand, and he was an avid fisherman, and he had such a collection. And one of the things as we walked around before we started bidding and all, I walked around the table, I just saw the massive, and Miss Finch and his daughter up here with the state attorney's office, and his son lives out of town, so they wanted collectors to have this. But also, this right here, okay, check this out. I'm just going to hold it up right here. He had some of his mounted fish that actually sold at the auction, and I just had to have these. And I had someone who got into a bidding war with somebody, but these were some shell crackers he caught down at dead lakes. He loved to fish down at dead lakes, and I told Gail, I said, these fish need to go back to the Panhandle. And I got in a bidding war with somebody from around the Orlando area. I said, they ain't going to end up in Orlando. So I got these. I'm going to put them on the backstop behind us here, but these are special to me, and he loved to fish. He made his own, did everything. He made his own stuff. So this is just a true part of our Panhandle heritage, and I'm tickled to have a little bit, a piece of it as far as monetary value. Probably not worth all that much monetarily, but as far as our heritage and this kind of stuff, nobody's doing this kind of stuff anymore. So it's great. I wanted to share it with you because I know a lot of y'all appreciate this, and when you see this on the backdrop back here behind us, you'll know it came from Mr. Mac Finch from the Mac Finch collection. Okay. Now let's go and get set up to for our fishing report. Before we do that, let's give away some of our fish from Tarpon Dock Seafood, and we're getting a lot of them in here. We're still getting people adding, and you can add any time now. I'm going on that blue water sale. Don't forget that blue water outrigger sale is coming up a week from today, and I'm going to buy some stuff there to give away to you. All right, the winner of the $20 gift certificate is going to be David Vest from Panama City, $20, and then the winner of the Big Red Snapper is going to be from Deer Point Lake, Bob Bigger. Bob and David are the winners today. So congratulations, and don't give up hope. You still can win. Like I say, we like to make a lot of folks happy here on Panhandle Outdoors. So let's take a break. We'll get set up for our famous Friday fishing report. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back and welcome to the famous Friday fishing forecast. What's going to happen hopefully the next week or so. This is all from reports from what's happened this week from different captains and different participants like you who shared the information. So what we're looking at now, fresh water. Folks, they're catching Depot Creek and all. We're going out there into Lake Wimico. It's been really hot for bass. Depot Creek, they're catching some nice brim in there already. Lake Jackson had some good bass fishing. Freshwater is kicking off. We just had that full moon, so freshwater looks really good. You saw some of the pictures of the bass I showed. Also, the sandhills ponds are starting to be heating up. Now, I want to mention, let's go to Mexico Beach real quick because I had Scott Krause from Blue Water Outriggers on the show earlier this week, and in fact, he was on Tuesday morning show. He called me Tuesday afternoon because he was off work that day, and he did like a lot of us. He just went fishing when they had a day off. He called right in Mexico Beach and St. Joe Beach area. He caught 11 whiting and 1 pompano after the show, right there in the middle of the day. So that tells you one thing: the whiting and pompano fishing, there's a lot more whiting than there are pompano, but you can catch both of them. So if you get a chance this weekend, I would recommend the St. Joe, the Cape San Blas area, the St. George Island for surf fishing. Surf fishing should be really good if you can dodge this weather and all, but that's just a live report as far as something happened with Scott Krause and all. Also, Mitch Coleman talks about the Spanish mackerel are strong now. The huge wave has not come in, but they're just picking up almost every day when you can get out there when the wind's not blowing really bad. Sheephead bite slowed down a little bit from according to them. The offshore AJs are really good, and also the big sharks. They're catching some nice sharks, and of course releasing them. You just got a report from Carabel from Sea Quarters Marina. We talked to the folks down there, and again, they're having some good luck, and they're excited. You saw the excitement of Captain Voice. They're really excited about things about to bust loose down there. So that looks really good in Sea Quarters Marina. Let's go to St. Andrew Bay. We're jumping around a lot. Let's go to St. Andrew Bay really quick. The Again, the Spanish mackerel are coming through. I'm gonna go to Deepwater Point because to me, that's almost ground zero. Deepwater Point is almost ground zero as far as catching Spanish mackerel because you can walk out there and do it. You don't have to have a boat or anything. Stand there to the state park and park your car right here. You can walk out this way, the trail, walking on the beach. This is Deepwater Point, and they're gonna be lined up here. And when the Spanish mackerel come in, folks, on high tide, you can catch a lot of Spanish mackerel. And the next best place, of course, to get on the jetties and fish off the jetties. I mentioned this last week, the same story, but same kind of stuff is going on. Okay, and the sheephead bite is slow down here, but the jetty bite, when they're coming in, just spread out in here. And also, I fished here, especially as a young man. I did a lot of fishing in this area because I didn't have a boat. But again, Deepwater Point is an excellent place to go. Go back up here. The red fishermen have done really well. East Bay red fishing has been good this past week. I've had a couple of pictures sent to us, and up around the backside of Tyndall, and with the south wind and all, has been good, and also around Raphael Island. Had good sheephead fishing. I'm sorry, red fishing. West Bay has been pretty decent. I had one guy went over there and did okay on it. It's been decent, he said. Choctawhatchee Bay, we're looking at Choctawhatchee Bay. I haven't got a report over there, but I can promise you surf fishing is going to be good. If you can go to some of these state parks over here, there's really good state parks over here. And if you got room, you can fish early in the morning. You can do a good job catching pompano. They're all catching pompano all along the surf here, and you want to fish early before the crowd gets here. The trout bite is still pretty decent from what I understand. Victor Hathcote, the last report I got from him about 2 weeks ago, the trout bite was really good, and he hadn't sent anything to change on that. So I've tried to find some other reports, but basically the trout bite's still good. And also, we had that boating accident. Just folks, be careful on your boats and everything. So the fishing, the pier report, whiting, catching good whiting at the pier, and also catching the really good Spanish at the pier. Okay, so that pretty well gets to cover the whole Panhandle area. Send in those reports, send in those pictures, and we got a big weekend. Next week's going to be an excellent week as far as outdoors, and it's just going to get better and better week after week. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. You have a great weekend. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.